young people who are in the room, because this issue most certainly impacts this generation, and they have expressed their concerns through electronic media, Facebook, text message, and other viable sources. And we wanted to respond to them, especially in the loss of life that has taken place. My name is Keith Norman. I serve as president of the Memphis branch of the NAACP, and I'm surrounded by members of our Youth Executive Council, along with our executive director, Ms. Madeline Taylor, and their sponsor, Ms. Greer Williams. The Memphis branch of the NAACP is aware of the national sentiment surrounding the unjust killings of young African-American males and females at the hands of law enforcement officers all throughout the United States. We're often saddened and disappointed at the slow process towards finding justice in police-involved killings like the one that sadly brings us here today in the case of Darius Stewart. I would like to first express public condolences from the Memphis community at large to the family of Darius Stewart as we journey towards justice to find the facts and details of how his young life ended. We do not rush past the fact that a mother is grieving and his friends and family alike are hurting. We are sorry for their loss. I have spoken to his mother and assured her that we will assist her in whatever means we have available to us in finding justice as much as it is possible and as the facts are made available to us. I've also been in touch with our state and national offices, and we are poised to move as findings and facts are being revealed should it become necessary. Although we are keenly aware and extremely frustrated by the lack of transparency that often surrounds these kinds of investigations that should lead us to the truth, we are not encouraging people to rush to judgment that will ultimately divide our community. With this in mind, we have sought to clarify facts as we await the findings and ask everyone to please remain patient as we await the outcomes. TBI, that we are able to call on the Department of Justice and the FBI should we not get the responses or should it become warranted. These are fundamental issues at hand, and we deserve to have a right to these questions. There are other questions that we would like to have addressed as well. What are the rights of a passenger under the rule of law in a mere traffic violation? When several young African Americans are riding in the same car and a mere traffic violation has occurred, what is the right of that passenger or those people in the back seat? Or should the law enforcement bodies have the right to question everyone riding in the car and ask for identification? This is a fundamental question that we need to have clarified. When I conducted research on this matter, it is inconsistent in the police bodies throughout the United States how this is handled. We recognize that sometimes this can lead to what we call inappropriate contact with persons who have not committed a crime, and it can lead to situations like what we have seen recently. An accurate process of justice. Let's please, and I know sometimes we get in a hurry, and you know, my other job allows me the opportunity to talk from the scriptures, which, since I'm standing in the church where I serve, I can tell you that in the book of Ecclesiastes it says, when the sentence against an evil matter is not executed in a timely fashion, people take it upon themselves to bring justice at hand. So we have to be very careful. Ecclesiastes 8:11, if you want to look it up. We have to be very careful that we don't get ahead of the process of justice, because we do want facts. We do want facts. Now, because we have facts, and please hear me on this, facts do not wash away what happened on that night. Okay? You can present us facts. You can give me, tell me everything I did in the 3rd grade, okay? And tell me everything I did when I was in high school. But we must investigate the occurrence of that night. And that is a standalone matter because the facts were not known at that time. And one of the things that we must be careful in the process of justice is to not allow what we eventually learn to taint what occurs on that particular day. In Ferguson, and I don't make any comparison of the two, it was immediately brought out a day later that a cigar had been taken from a store. The cigar in the store had nothing to do with the young man in the street. And so we will not have our viewpoint or our judgment clouded on these types of matters, although we do want the facts to surface.